Hey yo, what up, K-Rob here, and we are back, and this has been a tumultuous week to say the least, but your boy is getting in the saddle. We are live, watch along from Thursday Night Football. You already know what tonight is. Ravens, Bengals, getting into it. Just got my Popeyes. We're gonna have some fun. Come hang out with your boy. We're gonna chill for a little while, and God knows I need it this week. 39 for Joey B. Pressure from the right side. He's going to pull it down. He's going to throw it over the middle. That is caught by Jamar Chase. Absolutely need that. They need to get that connection going. Big third down conversion. So if you're wondering what I'm having tonight, we're doing mac and cheese and two spicy chicken sandwiches. Just keeping it simple because they also got a deal on DoorDash right now for buy one get one on chicken sandwiches. Got to take advantage, man. We're going to end this week really strong. It's been rough. You know, a lot of happenings in the country right now, as well as a citywide power outage where I live. I might add. That was getting home today. Had to get the internet turned back on, and then I had to experience a citywide power outage, which affected three nearby towns. That was for an hour. It was awesome. But we're here. We're all together. Thank you so much. Let's get in and have some fun tonight. Second and 8 for Cincy. Held at the Baltimore 28-yard line. Handoff to Chase Brown on the RPO, and he picks up about 4. So third and manageable for Cincinnati, which is very key. You want to keep the ball out of the hands of Lamar and Derrick Henry in that offense. All right, tempo for Cincinnati is 3rd and 4. We'll also be checking in around with sports from around the realm of North America. Of course, the Blues play the Utah Hockey Club, which you used to know as the Arizona Coyotes. Hope they come back in the next few years. 3rd and 4 for Burrow. He slings it over the middle. That is caught. Who is that? Yoshivash. Thank you, Al Michaels, for saying that name right for me before my country ass butchered it. He's a very big target. He caught a touchdown in Sunday's game against the Raiders. Bengals got 1st and goal. That's big time. Baltimore's pass defense is very, very suspect this year. You can move the ball in Baltimore. No, Denver didn't do much of anything, but you absolutely can move the ball on them. Gesicki motions, 1st and goal at the 5. Burrow, short drop, throws it out. That is caught by Gesicki and fumbled out of bounds, but he had possession. Actually, yeah, looks like that'll be down at the 1. Excuse me, y'all. This little my jerk roommate is trying to come in my room. Really, dude? I'm hanging out over here. Gotta love cats. Whoa, Harbaugh's gripping that challenge flag. We got a challenge flag. What is he trying to call for possession? Okay. Mm, that ball is moving. Uh, Looks like he has possession when his knee goes down. I'd call that a catch. Tackle was made by Kyle Hamilton. All right, we are in a challenge timeout. Wow, 7:55 into the game, into the Blues Utah game, and the hockey club, who I hope will have a really awesome name within the next year or two. Strike first. They scored at 18 seconds. That's a terrible way to start a game. And say hi to Penny, everyone. So Blues are 7-6 on the season, just coming off a 3-1 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning the other night. Utah in their first year as a rebranded franchise, 5-5-3 so far on the season, and Joel Hofer in net for the Blues so far tonight. Five saves on 6 shots. Let's move around the NHL scores right now. Boston leads Calgary 3-1 in the second period. Looks like someone's gotten comfortable. Butthole. Islanders Senators are scoreless in the second. Panthers are blowing out the extremely disappointing Nashville Predators, who spent so much money in the offseason, made big time moves, and that's the first time Nashville's really done that. And lo and behold, it ain't worked. They're down 4-0 with 7:30 left in the second to the defending Stanley Cup champions. Devils Canadiens, New Jersey leads 3-1 with 7 to go in the second period. Buffalo surprisingly up 2-0 in the second period on the red hot New York Rangers at MSG. Hurricanes are steamrolling the Penguins 3-0 in the second period. Carolina 9-2 start. Tampa leads 1-0 after 20 against the Flyers. Dallas beating Chicago 1-0, 8:54 remaining in the first in that game. Blackhawks 5-8-1. Honestly, they're off to a better start than they were last year. And the best team in the NHL right now, and it's not even close to Winnipeg Jets, who are 12-1 to start the season, up 1-0 at home against Colorado. Later tonight, Vancouver at the Los Angeles Kings, and the hot Minnesota Wild go to San Jose to play the Sharks. And that's what we have going on there while we remain in timeout. Let's check out the NBA. Guys, if you know anything, you'll learn about me. I cover everything. Short plate tonight for the NBA. Bulls lead the Timberwolves by 6 in the first quarter. High scoring first quarter, 30-24 Chicago at the United Center. The Bucks, who someone please explain why they're terrible. Please let me know why this team that has Dame and Giannis is bad. They're 1-6, but they're up 9 on the Utah Jazz late in the first quarter. Spurs lead the Trailblazers 19-16 in the first. Wemby, the alien, you already know what he's all about. So, like I said, we'll cover everything, and the play was upheld at a second and goal. Burrow drops. Deep roll. He throws it in the back of the end zone, just out of the reach of Jamar Chase. If you're going to get anyone to high point a ball, let me Jamar Chase. So it's third and goal. When all else fails, LSU wide receiver. I don't care. It's an LSU wide receiver. Third and goal now at the 2. Bengals will come out of the shotgun. 11th play of this drive. 9:40 remaining on the clock in the first quarter. We have a timeout, or we have a flag. Nope. We have a timeout, but there's also a flag. Second timeout already, 2 in the first 6 minutes. Now, the flag was down with the possibility of there being 12 men on the field, but I guess that got picked up. Gotta hook it up, baby. Also, I don't know who decided they needed to be pickles on chicken sandwiches. I don't need all that, man. Really don't, but hey. Oh, they put cheese on mine. Well, this wasn't supposed to have cheese. I ain't mad about it. Ravens get a big stop. Burrow threw it out of the back of the end zone. Had to get rid of it. So they're going to force a field goal attempt for Evan McPherson. That's big time for Baltimore. Or no, looks like they're going to go for it. I love the aggressive approach because with Baltimore's offense, you can't take chances, field goals. Especially when you have an opportunity to get in the end zone, you got to take it. So 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. Drew Sample, the tight end, is now lined up in the backfield. Chase Brown motions. Burrow. Looks. He's in trouble. Gets rid of it. Oh, it's caught off the hands of Chase Brown at the back of the end zone, but there is a flag. What is the call? What is the call here? Defensive holding, and that's going to reset the downs. Oh, my goodness. Called on 21 Brandon Stevens. Holding Jamar Chase. There's a huge size disadvantage there, and you got to take advantage of that. And so Baltimore is going to try to lock up Chase as much as they can, but they got called for holding here. Now we're out of the I formation with Sample motioning as the extra as a fullback, and Chase Brown punches it in. There is the first touchdown of the game, and it goes to Illinois running back Chase Brown. That's a 12-play, 70-yard, near 6-minute drive, and I think somebody wants to go out. You want to go out? Penny. Penny. She ain't paying me no mind. You don't want to go outside, huh? I feel you on that. It's cold. That was huge for Cincinnati. You got to set a tone. Drives like that can absolutely stall or kill momentum. McPherson on for the extra point. And it is good. Hooked it a little bit, but it is good. And the Bengals up 7-0. That all due to a defensive holding penalty gave the Bengals a little bit of life there. So Bengals up 7-0. And while we're waiting, guys, we're going to talk a little bit of college football. First thing we're going to get into is the first college football playoff rankings, which right now your top 12 go as follows. Of course, we know how seeding works with the college football playoff. It is the conference champions of the top of the Power Four conferences. So right now your top seeds would be number one overall would be Oregon, as they would be the champions of the Big Ten if we stop right now. Your number two seed would be Georgia. They are third overall in the playoff, but they're the leader of the SEC right now. Number four would be the ACC champion, hypothetically the Miami Hurricanes. And the leader of the Big 12 right now but number 9 in the playoff is BYU. But however, due to being the leader of a Power 4 conference, they would be the fourth seed in the college football playoff. And these would be your others as it stands right now. Ohio State would be a 5 seed. Georgia would be a 6 seed. Texas would be a 7 seed. Penn State an 8, 9 seed Tennessee, 10 seed Indiana, 11 seed Alabama, I believe, and their 12 would be Boise State. I do believe now the factor of Notre Dame, they're 10th right now, and it does say your top 12. How does that factor in for teams such as Boise State, because they're the Group of 5 representative, and the Group of 5 is guaranteed one slot, and that would go to Boise State right now. Not sure. See that Notre Dame, damn it, getting a conference. Jeez, that kind of stuff is annoying. Let's go to the All-State playoff predictor as it stands right now. See, right now, these are the 12 projected teams in with the highest odds. Highest odds, obviously, Oregon 95, Ohio State 92, Miami 90, Georgia 83, Indiana 83%. They do have a favorable schedule down the stretch. They do play Michigan this weekend, but have a massive opportunity provided that they beat Michigan. They play Ohio State next week. Texas at 81%, Penn State, Boise State, Tennessee, Alabama, Notre Dame, BYU. I will say if Alabama is in an elimination game, they play LSU this weekend, whoever loses that game is done, period. So we'll get more into this weekend's games, but the Ravens are taking the field now. Lamar Action Jackson, two-time MVP, back at it. He had another perfect game in terms of quarterback rating this past Sunday against Denver. He had it was his fourth game with at least a 158.3 perfect rating, tie for the most all time. By the way, these all purple Ravens helmets with the uniforms, that's tough. You know anything about me? Purple's my favorite color. Play action for Lamar. He's going deep. And broke it up. Looking for Rashad Bateman. The ball broken up by Cam Taylor Britt. And this Ravens offense has just been humming. They are third in passing and number one in rushing. The most complete offense. And you know what? If Kansas City played Derrick Henry right now, as opposed to week one when he hadn't gotten his sea legs and he was not fully ingrained in the offense, I don't even want to think about that. All right, first handoff to Derrick Henry as he pushes, and gains about 6 yards there. This man is already over 1,000 yards through 9 games. Do not play with him. Yeah. I hooked up on my sandwich. They gave me no pickles, add bacon and cheese, and I still got the buy one get one. Won't God do it? Another handoff. That is to Justice Hill. Dang, got wrecked by B.J. Hill. So the Ravens go 3-and-out. Wow. This Bengals defense has really been needing to step up to help out this offense. Maybe a little face mask. Nonetheless, a hell of a play by B.J. Hill. That's a strong start, y'all. Bengals lining back up to receive this fourth down punt. Trenton Irwin will receive, and he catches it out of bounds at the 10. Bengals have had that amazing opening drive. See what they can do with it. See what they can do with it again. Anyway, guys, I hope you've all had a wonderful week. Let me know how your week's been in the chat. Just want to know where everybody's head's at, how you've been, because I know for a lot of folks it's been tough for various reasons. You know what I mean? First and 10, throw and 10. The Bengals have the whole field to go. Burrow on play action. Watch the backside pressure. He gets hit. Ball's incomplete. That blindside pressure. Owe got to him. No matter what, there's one thing you can always rely on the Ravens to have, and that's a ferocious pass rush. But hey, he's like, hey, I almost got you, brother. I almost got you. Second and 10, Burrow set to throw again. Rolls to his right. He's calling for someone to get open. And that was dangerous. Looked like he was trying to bring, I think that was Gesicki to come back in, but that ball got swatted. Could have been an interception potentially. Ravens are dialing up some severe pressure on Burrow. Very tight coverage by Baltimore here, putting a lot of trust into their secondary. All right, third and 10 would be a nice receive for the Ravens defense if they're able to turn around and force a 3-and-out. And I believe, do we have a timeout here? It looks like we do from Cincinnati. Like we're burning a lot of timeouts early. We're barely through half of the first quarter. You good? I think she's good. Usually the challenge is getting her to stay in the house. All right, y'all, third down and 10. Looks like Baltimore's bringing more heat. They are. Burrow stays in, and that's thrown. Jamar Chase looking for a flag, and he got it. There's a flag. You put a rookie corner on Jamar Chase. That's not good. DPI. Oh yeah, he got held there, and every right to be frustrated. Nate Wiggins, the rookie first round draft pick. Yeah, I think that crowd's not happy. But a fresh set of downs, and that's how the Bengals were able to capitalize and score on that previous drive. So they get a fresh set of downs, and now at the 23-yard line, the famous fabled manure champ Chase Brown, running very hard, gets to the 30. Your boy needs a drink. I'll be right back. I don't know why I didn't order one. Sad Hood movie. Be right back, guys. All right, Joe, we back. Just had to go get some raspberry lemonade. We're gonna try this again. You want to go out? Well, before we do that, first and 10, Cincy picked up another first down. Chase motions. Hands off deep to Chase Brown, and big run for the Bengals. They're starting to gash Baltimore's defense, but we do have a flag down. All right. Got him. Offensive holding on the Bengals on Ted Karras. And yes, Penny wanted to go outside. Are you playing back that ass up? That's funny. By the way, that song is 25 years old, y'all. What the hell? Back that ass up is 25. All right, first and 20 after the hold. Burrow short drop. Looks short to Gesicki. That is caught, and looks like Gesicki will get back to the original line of scrimmage. All right, second on 11, gain 9 of those yards back. Burrow looks to throw again over the middle, and that is caught. Gets down to about a yard short, maybe two. Oh my goodness. Oh no, this just made my night. Just happened to get a photo. My daughter got some brand new shoes that are glittery. They're glittery heels that absolutely suit her. My lord. Oh, and another first down. The Bengals keep finding ways to get the ball downfield. At first and 20, and now they nip that in the bud. Got another first down. That's demoralizing. That outside of hanging out with you guys tonight, that's made my night right there. My daughter's my everything, and again, as you see, daddy and daughter, that's an unstoppable duo. Shout out to all the dads, anybody that jump in and watch and hang out tonight. Shout out to y'all kings. 21st quarter plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. They are owning the time of possession. They are owning the line of scrimmage. Why'd I go get this drink if I ain't had none of it yet? That makes a world of difference. 2nd and 3, play fake. Burrow looking, throws it intermediate. Yoshavash fell and he nearly caught it while falling. We got another third down. 3rd and 3. Bengals going to keep this momentum going. Baltimore needs a stop. Joe Burrow drops. Pocket collapses. He's going to have to take off. He throws it and incomplete. Gesicki looking for a flag. I'm not going to get it this time. Kyle Hamilton all over it. Woo. Now, I will say this: the Ravens' defensive line and their pass rush is putting Cincy's offensive line under duress. They've been able to avoid. Oh, I think Cincy is. They're taking no chances. They're going for it. Did convert a 4th down earlier for the opening touchdown. With that Trey Burton now in number 81 as a tight end. 4th down. Here's Burrow. Looks. He flings it deep. That is overthrown for Trey Burton, and they will turn it over on downs. And hand it right back to Baltimore, and we will see what the Ravens are able to do with that momentum. A much-needed stop for their defense. That was absolutely big time. The Blues have tied the game with Utah. Colton Parayko got his 4th of the year, and let's take a look at when that happened. 1841, Parayko gets his 4th of the year from Pavel Buchnevich and Jake Neighbors. We are tied at 1. Shots right now are 10-8 Utah. Game is tied at 1 currently. So let's see some good stuff from the Blues tonight. We're going to swing around and check more scores. And I really am impressed with the way the Blues have been playing in spite of all of the rash of injuries. And it's good to see Dylan Holloway back after taking a legit puck to the throat against Tampa the other night. That was horrifying, and he needed a stretcher. But because hockey players are built differently, dude got up and he still tried to play. Major shout out to him. Swinging around, Boston after 40 up 3-1 at home against Calgary. Islanders got 2 in the second. They go to the locker room up 2-0 at Ottawa. 5-1 Nashville Trails, Florida. Steven Stamkos, who obviously was the hood ornament of the offseason, got his 4th of the year. And he's only got 4 goals in 13 games. Meanwhile, the Panthers are proving why they're the defending Stanley Cup champions. 2 goals from Carter Verhaeghe, 1 from Matthew Tkachuk, Evan Rodriguez, and Sam Reinhart had his 11th of the season. Devils lead Montreal 3-2 after 40. The Buffalo Sabres 5-0 at Madison Square Garden over the New York Rangers. The Sabres are 5-7-1 with only 1 true road win this year. Looks like they could be on their way to getting their 2nd. Goals in that game from Jordan Greenway, Rasmus Dahlin, Sam Lafferty, Tage Thompson, and Dylan Cousins. 5 different Sabres have scored. Hurricanes lead Pittsburgh 4-0 after 40. Jack Roslovic has 2 goals. Jordan Martinook has his 2nd, and Jacob Slavin his 1st of the year. Nikita Kucherov has the only goal for Tampa. They lead the Flyers with 8:49 remaining 1-0. Sam Steele got his 2nd of the year. Dallas leads Chicago 1-0 after 20. Gabe Velarde, his sixth, has the Jets up 1-0 at home against Colorado. Whew. We, like I said, guys, we cover everything on the channel. We absolutely do. Bulls lead the T-Wolves 46-39 in the second quarter. Nikola Vucevic has 9 points to lead the Bulls. And the Jazz now have a 7-point lead against Milwaukee, battle of 1-6 teams. Dame Lillard 14 points in that one. Spurs up 50-41 against Portland in the second quarter. DeAndre Ayton leads the Blazers with 9 points. He's the statistical leader across the board: 9 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Jeremy Grant leads the Blazers with 12 points, and Malachi Branham has 9 for a very balanced Spurs attack. Victor Wembanyama has 6 points and 2 rebounds and 2 assists and a block right now. And Bulls have just increased their lead to 8. Ravens handed off to Derrick Henry, punishes up the middle. Dude, I don't know how much money you would be willing to take if you had to run an Oklahoma drill against Derrick Henry. But, man, granted, we all can use the money. Don't get it twisted. I don't know, though, man. I mean, that pain will wear off at some point. But, damn. And remember, he was supposed to be washed. Second and 11, play fake. Lamar looking at his backside. Trey Hendrickson. And that is a beautiful catch by Mark Andrews. Ravens first down, their first time in Bengals territory. Rainbow ball. And he absolutely was able to go up and get it. The Ravens have the scariest tight end duo in the NFL. Isaiah Likely would start on just about any other team in the NFL. He just happens to be backing up Mark Andrews. All right, fresh set of downs for the Ravens. They now have it at the Bengals 44. Behind the line, screen pass to Zay Flowers is thrown a little wide, and it is incomplete. Zay Flowers had a hell of a game against the Broncos on Sunday. Four touchdown catches for Mark Andrews this year. The Ravens are just so balanced. They have so many different weapons. And they're all being utilized well. Second and 10, Lamar's looking. Is he going to take off? He breaks the pocket. He is going to pull it down and run. Jukes and gets a first down. Lamar's a cheat code. You literally do think you have him, and then all of a sudden, bam, makes one quick move. It's very sudden, and he's able to create space for himself. So smooth. If he gets you isolated out of the pocket, forget it. You're on an island. No way. What we got there? It's Keaton Mitchell on the carry. There's a flag now. It's his first time playing this year. Let's see what we have on the flag. Substitution infraction 12 on the field for Cincinnati. And Jermaine Pratt, number 57, was trying to get off the field, and he just didn't get off in time. With Kirk Herbstreit on the call, I just want to give my condolences to him on the passing of his beloved service dog Ben today. If you ever watch College Game Day, you follow Kurt on X. His dog was his absolute best friend. He had it for 10 years. That ball caught by Zay Flowers. He's going to get a first down. Look at the moves. Mm-mm-mm. But as a animal lover and as a former dog owner, and I lost my dog last year due to a driver. I know the hurt, so I want to send my condolences to Herbie and his family. Ben was a great boy. Last time seeing him was on College Game Day at Indiana. That's the kind of pain it's hard to get over. End of the first quarter, Ravens are driving and have their first shred of offensive momentum. Cincinnati leads 7-0. Aren't we glad that Thursday night football games don't suck anymore? Boy, I want to hear Al Michaels actually give a damn. Because if a game is bad and the teams are bad, you're going to hear it. Let's see. We got an NFL news. Christian McCaffrey is expected back against Tampa Bay, according to Kyle Shanahan. And let's take a look here. After observing Christian McCaffrey participating in the 49ers' most strenuous practice of the week, Kyle Shanahan said he has seen enough to believe the star running back will make a season debut Sunday. Shanahan said McCaffrey has done well enough in practice this week to return against the Buccaneers. Quote, he's been awesome these last 2 days. You never know about a setback or anything, but these 2 days have been great, and I expect to see him out there. He has been on IR since September 14th because of bilateral Achilles tendonitis following a calf injury that began to bother him in early August. I would know. I had the first pick in our fantasy draft, and then he went down. And it was almost like a Madden curse, which, does that still exist? Before the bye week last week, Shanahan said McCaffrey would stick around the team facility and do simulated practice activities that would lead to his return to practice. Well, that's good. That's really encouraging. It's not good for me as a Rams fan, but that's very good for Christian personally and for the 49ers as a football team. Now, all that stands between McCaffrey as his season and his debut is a lighter Friday practice that is a little more than a walkthrough and then a cross-country flight to Tampa. Barring any issues, the Niners will then activate him from IR on Saturday, which means I can't plug him in my lineup because we have active games. Or wait, can I? I can't because he's not been activated yet. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, can I move anybody into my matchup? Let's see. Out, questionable. Put Kittle back in. I literally lost my fantasy matchup last week because I didn't start Darnell Mooney, and that was completely my fault. That was absolutely my fault. And I want to go ahead and put him in. Um, I'm not sure if Debo's going to play. We will see. So right now I'm going to keep him on my bench and run with my two-headed backfield of Jameer Gibbs, aka Sonic, and according to the chiseled Adonis Chuba Porn Hubbard, who congratulations to him, just signed a new 4-year deal with the Panthers. He's top 5 in the NFL in rushing, and almost nobody knows because when you hear the Carolina Panthers, they're bad. Oh, next Thursday night, y'all, we're going to be back at it again. Commanders at Eagles. Now that's going to be a hell of a game. That's going to be damn good. All right, second quarter begins. Ravens have it at the Bengals 18-yard line. Pitch left to Derrick Henry. He hits the edge, gets the momentum, and he gains a first. It looks so effortless. It's so patient. If he gets that head of steam, you can forget it. All right, Henry bottled up this time. Ravens were ready for it, and then we're able to finish. An 18 wheeler, that's the best with momentum. That's the best way to describe Derrick Henry. Leads the league in rushing attempts, yards, and touchdowns. He's averaging 6.2 yards per carry. I remember as a kid, 5.2 being the barometer, and then all of a sudden, 6.2. I got a phone call. You got to step away, y'all. Yes, ma'am. Well, then I'm not gonna freak out. That happens. Goodness gracious. Okay. Um, Thank you for letting me know, and I'm sure Jesse would have said, "Hey, don't freak out. It happened." I'm not. I'm cool. Kids bruise. Um, mm, yeah. Well, well, bruises heal. It'll be all right. Um, we had just to add, how bad this week has been. Just to add on to it, guess what I came home to? Now after because I knew the internet would be off, so I borrowed against my check, paid that, and then power goes out. Not just my house. No, every house in Alba. Ci- Citywide outage here. It affected Purcell, Next City, and parts of Carthage, Purcell, and parts of Carthage. It was frustrating because I go to my neighbors and she tells me hers just went out too, and mine was flickering at first, and then it just was gone. So I said, "You go call Liberty. I'll call Liberty." Come to find out, almost everybody in town was calling Liberty. I wasn't given an ETA at the time of when it was going to be back on, and I was just so fed up because work was crap. And I said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go drink and I'm going to bed. So took a couple swigs of shine and I laid down and eventually came back on. And then I only slept about 3 hours and then I woke up from a nightmare of getting jumped by a bunch of people. So so okay. Wait, what happened? Okay, I'll take a look here in a minute. But I was just so done with everything this week and just I said I need a hug from Michelle in the worst way. It's been rough, you know. Well, I'm very, very, very down with that because I want her to have something to be proud of and always to flex and show it. And oh, where'd you buy it from? No, a sewing machine. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Well, thank you for at least letting me know. I'm not worried. Like I said, kids bruise just comes with being, yada yada. I can't imagine her getting into a fight or anything like that. So, well, well, when I called mom, last night, she said you called me Friday so I could tell Michelle that no matter what, until my last breath, I'm gonna fight for her because I told you how upset she is. It's deeper than all that. And these folks, like I was just I had no desire to help people last night. I really didn't. I'm done. I'm tired. But I'm streaming right now. I'm live, so just give her kiss, give her kisses for me, please, and tell her I love her and I really need her tomorrow. All right, Mama. Thank you. All right, good night. Oh, guys, had to take that call. That was my mother-in-law, and she's like, "Don't be alarmed. Your daughter has a bruise on her arm. She accidentally ran into a car door." I'm like, well, I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that. But oh, who slipped? Was that a fumble too? Oh, Khalil Herbert. Yeah, he was picked up from the Bears trade deadline. Mainstream in Web City. Oh, that's a rolled over car. Oh crap! Dang, hate to see that. Honestly, I'm full. I got an extra sandwich. I don't need to eat all this. Burrows looking, escapes. He somehow escapes out of all that and slings it, overthrows Jamar Chase. He is not super athletic, but he is very deceptive in escaping pressure. I know. I just used every superlative for saying how white he is, but that's legit. I mean, he was able to spin out of a potential sack by Oma again, who's been all over the place tonight. That's frustrating for the Ravens pass rushers. They're getting to him, but they can't get a hold of him. 3rd and 11 now. Burrow drops on 3rd and 11. Pressure thrown short to who is that? That's not Sample. Tanner Hudson. So the Bengals will be short and they will punt. And Tylan Wallace back to receive this punt. He returned a game winner against my Rams in overtime last year. So fair catch, and we are tied up. Ravens will take over. Yeah, no need to freak out. My kiddo is just fine. She just bruised a little bit. I'm not the massively overprotective parent. Let kids go play and everything like that. But we gotta keep a higher attention to our children, especially nowadays. All right, Blues in Utah just went to the end of or they are starting the. I believe they just started the second period for up in St. Louis, and of course that is tied at 1. Let's see if we had any changes in goals or in scoring. Penguins got on the board. They're down 5-1. Anything else? What is this? Oh my lord! Look at this. That is literally all pink everything. The ladies in Greece didn't wear this much pink. And I want to say that. I mean, my child's favorite color undisputedly is pink, and mine's purple. I don't have a whole lot of purple stuff. I mean, I got a couple shirts. Like I got a Street Fighter one. I got a and no, my Purple Rain one is black. Now I don't have a whole lot of like purple swag or clothes or anything like that. These are legit like all pink everything. Like the only thing she's missing is a matching thing of pink starburst. That's crazy. But that's my daughter, yo. She is extra to the nines. Man, oh man. And I expect to see her all pink head to toe tomorrow. I do. And after this week, guys, especially if you're parents and out to the fellas, there ain't nothing that a hug from your child can't cure. Washes away a whole lot. All right, Ravens are about to take over. Lamar is 9-1 against Cincinnati all time, and he's got 50 plus rushing yards and 9 of 10 starts, which is the most for a quarterback versus one team all time. And we have a flag. It's like there's gonna be a false start. Yeah, you talk about Gretzky. Ovi's getting very, very close. I think he's 35 away from passing Gretzky all time. That's the holy grail of hockey records. One of a few that Wayne holds. All right, 5 yards on the false start, Flowers motions, play action to Zay Flowers. That's wrapped up, and the Ravens go back even further. Very well played by Taylor Britt. Man, no, two negative plays for the Ravens. One on a penalty, and then they lose an extra 5 yards. So it's second down and 20 now. Patrick Ricard, the fullback, motions as an extra tight end. They're going to go heavy, hand it off to Derrick Henry, and he gains a few of those yards back, but a big stick on Henry. Cincinnati's defense is feeling themselves, and they very well should right now. It'll only be offset better by getting another third down stop or even a turnover. So third and 15, Henry will come out as he in third and long situations is not their running back preference. With that is Justice Hill that motions out empty backfield for Lamar on third and 15 from the 11. All right, short to Flowers, and he's going to gain a few of those back. Gets to about the 20, but the Ravens will have to punt. So far, they've had a handful of successful stops, and that builds a lot of confidence for a maligned defense like Cincinnati. I was expecting a shootout so far, guys. So Irwin will he have an opportunity to return this? He will, and he's going to reverse his field, and he's not going anywhere. He's going backwards. Hey, he tried it. All right, Joey B and the crew coming back onto the field. All right. Oh, we had a fight. Oh shit, we had a fight in the Blues game. Maverick Lamoureux fighting against Pierre Olivier Joseph. 29 seconds into the second period, we got a fight. Of course, the game's blacked out. That's so whack. That is literally whack. But hey, five for fighting early on, I'll take it. Need more fighting in hockey anyway. In today's NHL, they don't want people to fight. Womp womp. Mm-mm-mm. All right, Bengals take back over. They have it at their own 30. Pistol set for Burrow. Brown, the single back. Chase in motion. And handoff to Chase Brown, and he's got a decent hole. He picks up about 3, 4 yards. Dun, 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 dun. Bengals they've been moving the ball with efficiency against this Ravens defense, which is a league best run defense as well. All right, Burrow, short drop. Gets rid of that ball. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage. More pressure from that Ravens defense. Kyle Hamilton all over the field. He just doesn't have Polamalu's hair, but he is everywhere. A 6'4" safety. That's very uncommon in the NFL. Mm-mm-mm. Third and 7. Big play Hamilton. Like I said, he's everywhere. You don't want him to be. We have two tight ends in for protection for Burrow. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to have to pull it down. He's going to pull it, and he's close. He is close to the marker. I think he may be a bit short. So if you're Zach Taylor, do you go for it here? It doesn't look like they're coming off the field. I love this aggressive approach. This is what it has to be. You're playing against one of the best teams in the NFL and the best offense in the NFL. You don't want them to have the ball in any favorable position. We're going to see. Can they convert another fourth? Or they may be trying to draw offside here. 6 on the play clock. If they're trying to draw, wait, that was a direct snap? What happened? Whoa. Did he get forward? Progress? That's a first down. Wow. That was very risky. Tanner Hudson was the tight end in motion, and they snapped it to him. Oh, wow. And the dummy snap by Burrow as he calls Hudson in motion, and then he points to his right to deter. Ballsy. All right, Burrow rolls out. He's going to swing it back out to Chase Brown, who ain't going nowhere. Marcus Williams swallows that up. Bengals getting a little too cutesy, quite frankly. It worked on that fourth down. Marcus Williams didn't bite on anything. Five-yard loss. Second and 15. Now Burrow drops again. Short underneath 2, and it is dropped by Hudson. Let it go right to him on a regular pass play, and then hits him right on the hands. What happened to his hands? Man, you got to catch that. It's right here. All right, third and long for Cincinnati. Can't play with fire too often in the way that the Ravens have been able to dial up pressure to get to Burrow but not get him down. It looks like they are not going to bring pressure here. They're going to bring 4, drop 7. Burrow's looking. He's going to have to pull it down, and they got him. Finally got him. It's at the line of scrimmage, so no gain, but they finally got their hands on Joe Burrow. That has to feel good. So fourth down, no gain. Woo. When 3 Bills is able to chase you down from behind, that's a problem. But great job by the Ravens defense. They were able to redeem themselves. Cody Raheem Rhodesboro got to go sit down. Bengals will punt to Wallace. And that one will get away. Will it get a return? Nope. And a fair catch. And makes it at the 20-yard line. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. It's a tight game. It's real tight. Again, guys, super appreciate anyone coming in to hang out tonight. Stick and stay. If you like the video, hit the like button, run those up, and support. And tell your friends about what we're doing here. You want all sports all the time? Whenever I got time, this is the place. Checking in. The Blues and Utah still tied at 1. Calgary's come back to tie up the Bruins. That is a 3-3 game. And New Jersey leads in Montreal now 4-3. Rangers got on the board. It's 5-1 at the Garden. New York Islanders lead Ottawa 3-1. Let's go slide over and peep some NBA scores for the night. Again, a short slate. Chicago leads Minnesota 71-62 early in the second half. Kobe White 12.7 dimes for the Bulls right now. And the Utah in a shootout with the Bucks 61-57. Giannis has 16 and 8 at half. And the Spurs lead Portland 56-55 early in the third quarter. And let's take a look at the slate for this weekend in college football. I do believe there are two games tonight. We do have some Fun Belt action. App State, Coastal Carolina. That's going on right now. We can slide in and check that one out, as well as some uh, American Conference action. Florida Atlantic at East Carolina. Let's take a look at those right now. Let's see. American. East Carolina leads Florida Atlantic 21-7. 6 minutes left in the second in that game. East Carolina looking to go to 5-4, which will put them one win away from bowl eligibility. And me being a Sun Belt guy, I attended Arkansas State. Shout out. They play Louisiana Saturday afternoon at 4. And Louisiana is also a team that could potentially be a Group of 5 representative if things fall their way. We hope to derail that. We're 5-3 and 3-1 in Sun Belt play. We're one game back in the Western Division of Louisiana, and hopefully we can derail that. But Coastal leads App State 17-10. Two programs that have been linchpins of the Sun Belt the last 4 or 5 years. Coastal especially, they lead 17-10. Both teams are 4-4. App State looking for their third conference win, and Coastal their second. So that's the slate we have for college football for tonight. We'll get into this weekend's games here shortly. All right, Ravens line up at their own 20. Ricard in as the up back, and they're going to hand it deep to Derrick Henry. Hits the edge, gets a block, but he picks up maybe a yard. Derrick Henry really hasn't been able to get going the way that he would want to. He's only got 22 yards on 6 carries at this point. And a name that has been not to say quiet, but he's not making the noise he did last week, and that's the NFL's sack leader and Trey Hendrickson. He had 4 Saturday or Sunday against the Raiders, but they ain't playing against Gardner Minshew. All right, a quick sling to Charlie Kolar, the third tight end. But Pro Bowl matchup here. Left tackle Ronnie Stanley against Trey Hendrickson. If Trey Hendrickson is old school, he goes up there, he puts his hands in the ground, no gloves. You gotta love that. That's a football player right there. Ooh, again, tangling up good. That's a marquee matchup tonight. All right, 3rd and 5. See what Baltimore dials up here. Justice Hill is in. Lamar drops. He's looking to go. Float it downfield, and it is incomplete. Tried to drop it in the bucket for Zay Flowers, but there were 3 Bengals defenders bracketed there. And there were 2 Baltimore receivers there. It looked like Kolar was fading downfield towards that ball, and Zay Flowers was further down. Yeah. Kolar got behind his guy. If he throws that ball a little earlier, I believe that's Mark Andrews 89, then I think that would have been the better option there. But a 3 and out for the Ravens, and they will punt again. And this one is going to go out of bounds, caught by Irwin at about the 27. 4 minutes remaining. We've hit a bit of a stalemate in this one. Now we'll take a look at college games for this weekend. Going into Friday matchups, ACC action, Cal at Wake Forest. That will be on the ACC network. Iowa at UCLA. Rice at Memphis. Memphis is 7-2. This could be an opportunity for them to go to 8-2 against E.J. Warner, Kurt's son, at quarterback. New Mexico at San Diego State. That game will be at 9:30, and we'll take a look at the Mountain West. New Mexico is 3-6 going into that game, 2-3 in conference. San Diego State 3-5, but 2-1 in conference. It's really a 3-team conference. Boise State, Colorado State, and UNLV still has an outside shot there. Taking a look at Memphis as it stands, they are 3-2 in conference, but 7-2. What doesn't help is their loss to Navy really did them in. And then the upset loss to UTSA last Saturday, which was shocking to me. But they'll be playing Rice at home, and then they have UAB and finish with Tulane. And Tulane right now is battling Army for the conference regular season championship, or for do they? I don't. Yeah, the American does have a conference championship game. My bad there. UCLA and Iowa, two of the worst offenses in the country, except Iowa can actually run the football now. Iowa 6-3 and 4-2. UCLA in their first year in the Big Ten 3-5, 2-4. Typical Iowa 129th against the pass. Will they ever discover the forward pass? Who knows? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. All right, 3:12 remaining on this draw on the first half. Burrow ran an RPO, looking to his right, and he's able to get rid of it to Mike Gesicki. Glad to see Gesicki getting another opportunity. Talented tight end has just been injury prone. Now Burrow under center, which he hasn't been much tonight. 1st and 10, and they're going to hand it off to Chase Brown. Little cut back, and he gains about 4. And Chase Brown has been a nice get for the Bengals. Joe Mixon's had a hell of a season so far for the Houston Texans, and I'm sure they do miss his production. But Chase Brown's filled in very nicely. We'll see if the Bengals are able to get some points before half, and they do have. I think they have one time each. Each team has one timeout left, and you have the 2-minute warning. See if they run a play before the 2-minute warning. They do. Play fake by Burrow. Throws it short to Hudson and leap. And then Tanner Hudson was able to get the first down with forward progress. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. By the way, I think it's really weird that college now has the 2-minute warning. They won't call it that. It's the 2-minute timeout. That's stupid. You run the 2-minute warning. And in college, why? Make it make sense. Back to college matchups for this Saturday. Purdue, who is absolutely awful, they go to Ohio State. Buckeyes favored by 5 touchdowns. Miami at Georgia Tech. That line is 11. I think that could be a sneaky matchup. Miami did not obviously forget about the errors of last year against Georgia Tech. None of us will. Florida at Texas. And a shocking announcement, Florida is going to stick with Billy Napier as head coach, despite all of his struggles and all the pressure and the criticism. But they go to Austin, and that is they are 3 touchdown dogs in that game. Let's take a look at some other top 25s for this week. Yeah, actually, hold on. We probably could just go to scores for that. Yeah, our top 25 matchups. Mizzou ranked 24th, looking to get back on track. Hopefully, with a healthy Brady Cook against Oklahoma, who was 1-4 in their first year in the SEC. But Oklahoma is a 3-point favorite on the road. No. I know they have a strong defense. No. We got to get it together, though. Georgia Ole Miss, this is a big-time matchup. Honestly, this could be an elimination game for Ole Miss. They need to win in order to still have a chance at the college football playoff. They are 3-2 in conference play, but they do host Georgia. Indiana, I'm looking forward to this one, 2:30 on CBS at home against Michigan. They win this game, and then Ohio State awaits them next week in a matchup that nobody thought would be a marquee matchup this year. But they do host Michigan, who runs the ball really, really well. Of course, we know they have well-documented issues at the quarterback position. 17th ranked Iowa State at Kansas. That's a game that I think could be a trap as well. Kansas doesn't lack talent. They can't stop turning the ball over. They have 4 losses by 1 possession this year, and that's why the spread is only 3 at Kansas City. That game will be in Arrowhead because KU's stadium is currently being renovated. Clemson at Virginia Tech. Clemson gets 6 and Blacksburg. I think that could be a bit of a trap game as well. Virginia Tech is a talented offense. And, of course, we know that Lane Stadium is a nightmare to play at. Thankfully, it's daytime. I love watching Army play. They're going to be going up against one of the most explosive offenses in the country, 5-3 North Texas. These teams couldn't be more opposite. I believe North Texas is second in the nation in passing and Army's first in rushing. So that's a clash of styles. We'll run down more games here in a moment. 2-minute warning at the Ravens' 49-yard line. And play action off the draw, Burrow over the middle, teardrop throw to Jamar Chase. Picks up 14 yards. Way he stares down the barrel of the Ravens' pressure, and he finds Jamar Chase up the middle. Stands in there and he takes the hit. Joe Burrow is a tough quarterback. He's had to be because of the offensive line struggles that he's had to deal with throughout his time in Cincinnati. 2 timeouts for Cincinnati. They have it at the 34-yard line or the 36 of the Ravens. Chase Brown catches it. He's going to get a first down, and he's going to get a whole lot more than that. That was huge. He changed directions, and we have a Raven down. Oh, that's Kyle Hamilton. Oh, no. Oh, Marlon Humphrey goes down with him to check on him. Oh, my goodness. What happened here? Let's take a look. So he's with Gesicki. Let's see. Oh, was it his ankle? Oh, no. So we're going to have an injury timeout inside of 2 minutes. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton is limping off the field right now. Oh boy, and I sure hope he is okay. He's one of the best defensive backs in the league. So we will hopefully have more on that as the game continues. So let's continue to run down our top 25 matchups. Coach Prime's boys go to Lubbock. Texas Tech ended Iowa State's perfect season last year, and Colorado's been playing some excellent football. They are going to Lubbock for a 3 p.m. tilt. Texas Tech is 6-3. A win for Colorado would put them even closer to BYU, who is undefeated right now inside the top 10. But they sit at 20th. Texas Tech could get to 5-2 and jump Colorado in the Big 12 standings, and that would put them in third place. Maryland goes to number 1 Oregon. That's a 3-touchdown favorite for the Ducks, although Maryland can throw the ball very, very well. It's just hard to keep up with Dylan Gabriel and all those boys. Tennessee's got a tilt with Mississippi State, who's 0-5 in SEC play. Tennessee's defense has been elite all year, so I expect them to handle their business. Florida State is an absolute mess, and it's hard to believe that this proud program is this bad. They're 1-8. Go to Notre Dame. That's almost a 4-touchdown spread, 26.5 for the Irish. And this is where I do believe College Game Day is going. They should be going to Baton Rouge for Alabama LSU. And this essentially is an elimination game for both teams for the playoff. If Alabama loses, in all likelihood, they're out, because that would give them 3 losses and 3 conference losses as well. LSU with a win would get them to 4-1 in conference play and keep them in line for an opportunity at the SEC championship game in Atlanta. But 3 losses for either of these teams is season over for the college football playoff, point blank. And Alabama gets 2.5 at Death Valley in prime time. And we'll run down the last few games here in just a minute. Kyle Hamilton is walking under his own power, but he does have a limp. He might have clipped the back of Gesicki's right foot, and then his ankle, and it looks like he may have twisted his ankle. We hope to get more on him, but it is now 1st and 10 as Chase Brown picked up enough yards for the first down at the Ravens 19. So we are in the red zone with 1:09 to go. We have a free play, throw to the end zone, and that was almost caught by Gesicki, but we're going to have false or offsides. Ravens jumped. Absolutely jumped. It seemed like he was trying to time Burrow's snap. I'd make that. It was Owe who's been everywhere tonight. He's been extremely active. He must have watched the center of Kappa must have watched his left hand, and then he jumped out of his stance. 5 penalties on the Ravens now. 1st and 5 that puts the Bengals at the 14 in striking distance for another touchdown. to take the lead. All right, Burrow looking to his left, throws it, fade, and that is intercepted. It is he inbound or was he out of bounds? That's a pick. Holy cow! What a break for the Ravens defense. Wow. Let's see what Burrow was looking at here. Yeah, thinking that the corner was coming down on Jamar Chase, but instead he fades back and takes Gesicki. That was an incredibly brilliant play. It's going to be under review right now to see if he had possession going, or did he have possession of the ball in bounds. Let's see. There is the 1 foot. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's in. He is in. Absolutely in. That ball intercepted by Brandon Stevens. But that's going to be looked at. It should stand though as an interception, and that will be absolutely huge going into halftime because Cincinnati scored on the opening possession. Baltimore will get the ball to start at half. Wrapping up our top 25 roundup for the weekend, Penn State hosts Washington in prime time, so you know that means a whiteout at Beaver Stadium. Washington, although 5-4, does have a very very strong offense. We're going to see if they're able to keep pace with Drew Aller and the boys at Penn State after a devastating loss to Ohio State. But again, it just once again goes that James Franklin has struggled against ranked opponents, mainly Ohio State. I believe he's 1-9 against Michigan and Ohio State since taking over at Penn State for Bill O'Brien. Ashton GT and Boise State host 0-4 in conference play. Nevada Reno. GT's got 1,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. He's a unit. Expect him to run all over the Wolfpack. Virginia at Pitt. This could be a bit of a trap game. Virginia's had themselves a solid year compared to years previous. But Pitt suffered their first loss to SMU over last weekend. We have the Holy War, and this could be the ultimate trap game. BYU is undefeated in 8-0, and there's nothing Utah would love more than to ruin BYU's perfect season in one of college football's most hotly contested rivalries from a historical standpoint. And Utah State will face one of the members of the Pac-2, and God bless them. Wazoo has had a great year that no one talks about. They're ranked 21st and 7-1. They've basically taken out all their frustrations of having their conference stripped away from them. While the Pac-12 is rebuilding for football and basketball in the future by acquiring some Mountain West programs, as well as Gonzaga for mainly men's basketball. I felt so bad for them in Oregon State with what's happened this year. But one of the most underrated playmakers at quarterback, John Mateer, will lead Wazoo. He's got 2,100 yards and 18 touchdown passes. Cougars are 7-1. They play Utah State at 9:30. The call was reversed. Oh my goodness! I thought the right foot was in. I thought it was in. On the initial replay, it looked like that touched it. That right foot touched in. I guess they're saying that his toe touched the black on it. So that was reversed. Burrow's going to escape the pocket, and he's sacked. Matabike gets to Joe Burrow. All right, 51 seconds. They're going to looks like they're going to milk the clock and take their time here. I really thought that was going to be not going to be a reverse call. Let's take a look here. 44 seconds left. It is now 3rd and 5. Since he's used there, I believe they've used another timeout here. That's a ticky-tack call, quite frankly. I thought it was a pick. Nonetheless, 3rd and 5 now at the 14. Joey B looking, throws it over the middle. That is caught by who? Tanner Hudson makes that catch. Oh, is it? Oh, Jermaine Burton. Tennessee uses, or let's say Tennessee, they wear orange. Cincinnati uses a lot of different players, and they really want to mix things up here. Bengals use their final timeout of the half. That is Jermaine Burton, a rookie out of Alabama. So we're going to have to go damn the torpedoes here. Neither team has a timeout left for the remaining of this half. Cincinnati needs points because Baltimore gets the ball to start the second half. 36 seconds to go. First and goal here. Chase is in one-on-one. Let's see. Burrow looks his way. Burrow looks, rolls. He has Brown, but he throws, and it is caught for a touchdown. Tanner Hudson. There he is. Tanner Hudson's got that fourth down conversion on that Fugazi um, snap. Now he scores a touchdown. Bengals go up 13-7, and they get another set of lungs to breathe with due to a reversal of an interception due to video replay review. Bengals have scored touchdowns on drives that had for a fourth down penalty and a reversal of an interception due to replay review. And McPherson's extra point is good. Well, how about it? 30 seconds left. We'll see if the Ravens decides to do anything here. Let's take a look here. Marcus Williams shadowing over Jamar Chase. So he gets taken away. And then there's a cushion in the zone, and Burrow finds him. That's always the key to beating zone. You need multiple guys out there to try to find the soft spot. And that's a great job by Joey Burrow and Tanner Hudson. And how about that? Fifth-year veteran has only caught his second touchdown, but he's been very effective tonight. So we'll see what the Ravens decide to do, if they want to try to get potentially into Justin Tucker's range or just take a knee, go to half, or even take a shot at the end zone. And McPherson set to kick it away. And they're going to let that go out of the end zone. And actually, they'll just grab it and take a knee. Oh, I have a visitor. And that's the update on Kyle Hamilton. Ankle injury. He is questionable to return. All right, we will see what they decide to do here. Justice Hill and obviously Derrick Henry will be on the sideline going to half. Andrews motions. All right, Lamar, deep drop. Slings it short to Mark Andrews. They'll use the sideline as their needs to stop the clock here. It appears though they may dink and dunk and have to use the sidelines here. Lamar is only 8 of 11 for 51 yards. The Ravens have not been able to generate a lot of momentum. Yeah, this is the MVP. Lamar coming off of a perfect quarterback rating performance. He's only got 51 yards passing. Let's see if he has anything in here. He slings it over the middle. That is incomplete, intended for Nelson Aguilar, who caught the Ravens touchdown earlier. 21 seconds. And the Bengals defense, they've played some of their best football all year and against the best offense in the NFL. Flowers in motion, three on the play clock. Lamar takes a snap, pressure coming late, and he's going to roll. He's going to roll. He's going to float it to Mark Andrews, who's going to get the first down, gain some more yards. There is a flag down, however. Will this be negated? Defensive holding, so we're going to tack on 10 more yards. Yards gain is the first down. So there's a little something here. We now wonder what Justin Tucker's range is. How confident does he feel? Because he struggled a little bit with longer distance field goals, which is something that he's become synonymous with. But he's been in the league a long time, and we'll see what the range where they're willing to take a chance. Zay Flowers motions Lamar over the middle, and he's going to get a no block. And that's going to do it. Mike Hilton makes the tackle inbounds. They're not going to be able to get the snap off. We're going to halftime. We will not get the snap off. That was a great play by Mike Hilton. Steps up and makes the tackle inbounds. Yeah, yeah. Johnson trying to get out of bounds. Zay Flowers missed a block attempt. Hilton stepped in, got a hold of Johnson's ankles, and was able to keep him wrapped up and inbounds. No timeouts, and we are going to halftime. 14-7, the Bengals lead, and the Ravens do not have a lot of offensive momentum. So we're going to see what the second half has in store. But while we're at it, let's run up some scores before we take a pause for the cause. Calgary and Boston are now gone to overtime. We have 106 remaining in overtime there. The Flames scored 2 in the third to tie it. Goals from Nazem Kadri, Tyson Berry, and Yegor Sharangovich, who was acquired in a trade with the New Jersey Devils. Get off my ankle. And how lovely. Utah just took the lead on the Blues. Matias Maselli's third of the year at 151, right before the end of the second period, assisted by Dylan Genther and Logan Cooley. That's Maselli from Genther and Cooley at 18:09 of the second period with 151 remaining. 28 seconds in the Boston Calgary game in overtime. That may be going to a shootout. Panthers just defeated Nashville 6-2. The Predators go to a very disappointing 4-9-1 on the season. Also, Lightning and Flyers still 1-0 with 4:31 remaining in regulation. Dallas has just gone up 2-0 after 40. Tyler Sagan's 6 adds on to that lead. Winnipeg still leads 1-0 after 40. Islanders win 4-2. We'll get to the goals in that one. They defeat the Senators in Canada. That's Kanata, Ontario. New Jersey wins 5-3 over Montreal, who is on the verge of becoming one of the first teams to 10 losses this year. New Jersey wins 5-3. First star Jack Hughes, 3 points. Jesper Bratt, 2 goals and an assist. He was a +3. And Andre Palat, third star, 1 goal for the Devils, who go to 9-5-2 on the year. And the Buffalo Sabres with a wonderful road win against the New York Rangers, 6-1 at MSG. And the Hurricanes become the second team to 10 wins this year. They blow out Crosby and the Penguins 5-1 in Raleigh tonight. And let's take a look at our goal scorers in this game. They've won 8 in a row. And they got outshot 36-17 in this game. And they got out hit 28-11. Just did a terrible job keeping the puck out of the net. First period, Jordan Martinook at his second at 52 seconds from Jordan Stahl and Jalen Chatfield. Jack Roslovic, his 8th at 8:47 from Sebastian Aho and Dmitry Orlov. Second period, Roslovic gets his second from Svechnikov and Chatfield at 9:27. Jacob Slavin, his first from Aho and Roslovic at 13:52. Eric Robinson, his third of the year in the third period to make it 5-0 from Martin Natius and Chatfield, who had 3 assists tonight. And Blake Lizotte scores at 5:08 of the third for the Penguins' only goal of the year. Carolina goes to 10-2. Pittsburgh 5-8-2. They are an aging team, and Crosby's still great. Crosby's Crosby, but that team is getting very old. And Boston and Calgary are now going to a shootout. Brad Marchand hits the post at the end of overtime. Man, that's painful. The Flyers have just tied Tampa with 3:55 remaining. Owen Tippett scores his third at 16:05 to tie that game with 3:55 to go. So that is our current NHL rundown. While we are at halftime, let's slide over to the NBA. 9:19 remaining at the United Center. The Bulls lead Minnesota 106-102, and the Bulls looking to get their second home win of the year. Milwaukee, this game's been topsy-turvy. They are now up 87-74 with 43 to go in the third quarter against Utah. Spurs lead the Portland Trailblazers 92-85 with 10:05 remaining. So, guys, we're going to take a pause for the cause. It is halftime. Bengals up 14-7. I appreciate you so much. Those of you who have come to hang out tonight, I will be back very, very shortly. Until then, just stick and stay. Smash your wife. Bestiality style. What?
Born in 1955 in Greensboro, North Carolina. He responded, "You must be dreaming." Years later, while watching football on TV,
All right, y'all. Just back at it again. Ooh, Minnesota took the lead, 113-106. Damn, what happened there? Ants got 26 points. Julius Randle 22. Vucevic got 25 for the Bulls. Impressive. See, Lightning and Flyers gone to OT. Boston won in the shootout to get that. It says overtime. You mean shootout? Oh, wait a minute. I guess that post, like maybe that had to be a review or something. I guess when it said Brad Marchand hit the post, maybe it was a goal review. I'll have to take a look at that sometime later tonight. That's crazy. Whew. Let's take a look at our games for this weekend in the NFL. Obviously, my Rams they host Miami for Monday Night Football. We are a 1 point favorite. Um, we'll see about that. Game of the week is going to be Detroit Houston for Sunday Night Football, and Houston's breaking out these Battle Red unis that I'm really excited to see. But man, I know they're not trying to lose at home, but I got Detroit. I just do, man. Granted, the Texans are undefeated at home. Cardinals host the Jets. I think that's a game that the Jets could actually win. They're not very good, but I think maybe they're finding some sea legs here with Devontae Adams getting in and Garrett Wilson's a stud. Eagles are going to dog walk the Cowboys at home. And honestly, Dallas just needs to go into tank mode. If you're a Cowboys fan, and I have friends that are like genuine friends that are actually smart and they're Cowboys fans, they're fed up. I just send Cooper Rush in. I know that Dak's going to be on IR, so he's out at least 4 games. I'll have to watch that later. Shout out to 5 Points Vids. I have to watch that video that he just posted later. But you got Dak out for at least 4 games. Just send Cooper Rush in, and there's nothing there. I mean, you got CD, but he's all you got. So Eagles, and they're favored by a touchdown. Chargers 7.5 at home against the Titans. Titans are terrible. Only thing they got going is Tony Pollard on offense, and he's having a good year. He's on pace for almost 1,300 yards, so he's having a hell of a year in spite of. Jacksonville hosts Minnesota. Honestly, I can see that as a trap game. I really could. Minnesota gets 7 on the road, but I still think that's a trap game because Jacksonville has talent. They just don't have a good coach. This is my early game. I'm super looking forward to Steelers at Commanders, and who would have ever thought that anyone would be saying that? But Washington is 7-2. They're undefeated at home. The Steelers are coming in with an awesome defense. Jaden Daniels is going to meet T.J. Watt whether he wants to or not, but I have no pick in that game. Washington 2.5. Tampa 6.5 dogs at home with the possibility of Christian McCaffrey returning to the lineup this Sunday. Depends on how his walkthrough goes Friday. But they are 6.5 at dogs at home. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield is willing that team on through sheer force and unwillingness to die. Atlanta should handle business at the Saints. Is obviously a big rivalry game, but Atlanta is rolling right now. They're undefeated on the road, which says a lot. Um, New Orleans tire fire, absolute tire fire, and they just traded Marshawn Lattimore. their multi-time Pro Bowl defensive back to Washington, as a matter of fact. So Kirko gonna be dripping, and he's gonna be so icy up at the Superdome. Which, hey, I'm not ruling out the possibility that we could get the Atlanta Falcons playing in the Super Bowl at the Superdome. Let's say the Chiefs make the Super Bowl and we get an Atlanta KC Super Bowl. You will never see more folks in New Orleans become Swifties, knowing good and well that nobody in New Orleans rocks with her music like that. Just out of spite, not to root for the Falcons. But although the Lions are my pick and there are a lot of people's picks to win the Super Bowl, that would be absolutely hilarious if the Super Bowl champions want to be in the Atlanta Falcons, hoisting Lombardi in a place that they are so unwelcome. Just saying. That'd be something. And here's something. The Chiefs are actually playing a noon kickoff game. That never happens, especially now because they're such a high priority team. They do not play or noon games, but they have a noon kickoff with the Broncos. And Denver's defense is quite nice. They got blown up by Baltimore Sunday, but I think this is a game that can be kept close potentially. KC gets 7.5. Buffalo 4 at Indianapolis. I think the Bills are going to run through the Colts, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because Colts have quarterback issues. This one will be ugly. Patriots, Bears. Bears are backsliding. They get 6 at home, however, and this is an opportunity for them to get things back on track against a rebuilding Patriots team. But, boy, they are losing games in horrendous ways. Blown out by 20 by Arizona. Of course, we know about the Hail Mary. Hail Mary with the Commanders and Tyreek Stevenson and all that mess. But they get 6 at home for a noon kickoff. And, hey, we have a Europe game. We have one in Munich, Germany. And Panthers, Giants. I'm calling it a tie. It's a tie. So let's get back to things here. Start the second half. Ravens 3 and out again. This is how they started, not the way that they intended to start the second half. Another 3 and out. These brothers are struggling to get anything going. Yeah, they do. Cincinnati's absolutely stepped up. Ooh. Hey, now that's high praise right there. When you mention not just you're not mentioning the greatest show on turf, but the greatest offense of that run, the 2000 Rams, who became the first 7,000-yard offense, and in that time where it was kill the quarterback all the time, big fullbacks, big pads, shots to the head, everything. To do that was beyond insane, and that team only won 10 games. Baltimore's being mentioned in that air with what they're doing this year is remarkable, but they have not been able to get it in gear tonight. Now the Bengals will have the ball, play action by Joe Burrow. He's got time. He's going to roll, throws it over the middle. That's floated to Jamar Chase. Chase, he's got room. Chase is making room. He's going. He's going. Oh, my goodness. Jamar Chase is about as 101 as it gets. 67 yards, one play. One play. That is insane. Now it's 20-7 Cincinnati. Jamar Chase was lined up far out wide. He runs a deep post in over the middle. It gets dinked in. And Jamar Chase, that's just all him. At run after the catch. Honestly, if there's a comparison at the college level for Jamar Chase, it's Luther Burden III. I say that because of his ability to run the ball after the catch like a running back. That was ridiculous. And he made it look easy. And, he got the chain out. Jamar Chase feeling icy himself. Now, that was insane. He might have the best field vision of any wide receiver in the NFL. That was nuts. That puts Joe Burrow at 228, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase 5 for 119. Now I got to see who has him in our league. Let's see scoreboard. Who's got? Ah, I might need to call him. Hopefully he's not asleep. We're gonna try. We're gonna try a phone call, y'all. This is gonna be fun. Answer the phone. Jamar Chase has got you 22 points. Yeah, he just scored a 67-yard touchdown on a dink and dunk over the middle. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm literally sitting in my room. You're on my live stream, by the way. Yeah.
I will try not to say terrible things about minorities.
You know, that might help. You're talking to one. Culturally, the majority, all the time. Yeah, you got 22 points, and thankfully you're playing against Derrick Henry, and he's only got 2.
Oh,
dude, the
wow.
the Bengals are bottling. Lamar Jackson had going into the final drive of the first half, 51 passing yards.
Okay, so make this make sense.
He has 82 yards and a tutty. Derrick Henry has not had, was it a 6 for 22?
Yes, but they've been zone reading every team to death all season.
They're not committing to the run tonight.
The Bengals finally figure out.
I don't know if they necessarily figured anything out. It's just Baltimore will not commit to running the rock. Like, I could pull a box score right now. They have 9 carries for 32 yards. Now, in fairness, they haven't had the ball.
So they got behind early and went full Madden and just started running like 4 wides and nonsense.
13-play, 70-yard drive that got killed because the Ravens committed a penalty in the end zone, committed defensive holding on 4th and goal at the 2, giving the Bengals a fresh set of downs, and then touchdown.
Sounds like a panicky offensive coordinator.
The Ravens then also got an interception in the end zone with under a minute to go. And it was overturned because they determined, even though I thought that the dude's right foot dragged in bounds, they said it touched the black. They brought some of that black crap up, and they determined that his foot dragged out of bounds. So that got negated, and then the Bengals scored again. So 2 of their touchdowns have come off of an overturned interception in the end zone and a defensive holding in the end zone.
So I might win this week.
You let me go to matchups.
Tell me there's a chance.
Yes, there is. And honestly, this is what I needed after this week. And like, I'll have to tell you, like, tomorrow, it's been awful. Besides certain things, you are up 22-2. No, you're still projected to lose by 2.
That sounds about right.
Let's see, matchup. Kyle Pitts is questionable. I don't know who.
Don't I have McCaffrey on that team?
No, I do.
You do.
He's
all
not.
My teams are mixing together at this point.
He's not activated.
I have on one of my teams, and he's supposed to play Sunday for the first time.
Go ahead.
I will remind you and everyone who will listen. In the money league that I am playing for a friend, where if I win, I get half. I had the number 1 overall pick, and I took Breece Hall over Christian McCaffrey because veteran with injury history, and he had way too many touches last year. I am a genius.
And Madden curse.
Also Madden curse. Yes, I wasn't touching that dude in the first round, no matter what the pick.
And you know who had the first pick in our league?
You?
Dummy.
And who'd you take?
CMC. Dummy.
What happened? He's gotten you all of 0 points.
I'm fucking aware. Lamar.
1 point.
I got told this was going to happen. Of all people, I should know better.
You did not trust your wise man.
And this is why Roman got pinned by Solo. Fuck. I'm still doing good, but no, what infuriates me this year is the fact that I'm 4-5, and I'm the equivalent of watching a fucking college team that can't stop anyone, but they score on everybody. Like I can go to standings right now. I'm 4-5, but I'm the highest scoring team in the league, but I've given up the most points.
Yeah, that's just unlucky.
Severely.
If you're the highest scoring team in the league, you should be in first place.
And I'm not.
That's just bad luck.
Yeah, it literally is. It's a case of the eye test doesn't equate to the record. See Kansas City Chiefs, because I do not believe they are an elite 8-0 football team at all. Some people around here do not like hearing that whatsoever.
I mean, in situations like that, the only thing you can do is try and pick up like waiver wire receivers, so that if the other team's quarterback goes off, you might get like a straight touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But our league is so shallow that makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. We don't have enough people for that.
No. You just hope to pick up a dude here and there and fill a gap. Maybe you get lucky.
Yeah, and fill a gap for an injured guy or whatever, which is what I've had to do because also Chris Godwin. Oh, Lamar is going. Why'd you throw that? Get rid of it. Jeez. Dude, Lamar is getting harassed in this game. And like the thing is that the Bengals have the league's leader in sacks, and Trey Hendrickson, he has none. Like he's not getting to Lamar, but they can't get out of second gear, and they're out. Dude, 44 plays for Cincinnati to 29 for Baltimore, and the Ravens have 129 yards. They average 7.3 yards per play. Now they're not even averaging 5 tonight. After getting their ass whooped by Kevin McAllister meets Cody Rhodes. Jeez, okay, Lamar on a design draw gets something back. Good Lord. This is pitiful. But Jamar Chase is absolutely eating for you right now. Let's see. You got Jared Goff, Rachaad White. Well, that might be a reason why you don't win, Rachaad White. Dude, stay away from Buccaneers running backs. They can't run the ball.
He's getting touches.
Yeah, touches, but not yards.
I mean, you got when you're doing fantasy leagues, touches and targets are everything.
I get that, but at the same time, he's not getting yards and he's not getting a lot of touchdowns. Tampa has no commitment to the run game, even though they have to now. And Lamar scrambles. He is running hella backwards and just shovels it to...
Yes, I'll take 20 touches for 50 yards over 7 touches for 50 yards every single week. Because maybe the 20 touches will go off one day. The 7 touches won't.
The idea is that with enough touches, eventually the dam will break, and then the yards and the points will flood in.
Or at the very least, you'll get lucky. It's hard to predict when the 7 touches are going to go off. Because then that dude basically needs to get a 100-yard run.
Pretty much, because he's only getting fed X amount of opportunities, and those are limited. And sometimes that guy can be predictable.
What's his face with ESPN wrote about this every year in his preseason manifesto, that there's this list of guys who are always middle of the road average. They get you decent numbers. You know, they're in that 15 to 20 range, and they usually get drafted in like the 5th round. But 70% of their numbers come from these 3 weeks where they just went off. And every other week they got you absolutely nothing.
Fair. Very fair.
It was the Patriots, right? Like Jared White something for the Patriots?
James White.
That dude. Yeah. That was patient zero.
That's a great example.
You can't predict when that dude is going to get 30 points.
That is also true, especially with the way the Patriots were using running backs then.
Mm-hmm.
And they never had a go. I'm not gonna say never, but for a good amount of time, they didn't have a go-to back. They just rotated a lot of different dudes for different needs. James White was kind of like their old reliable, but he was never the guy. No, I get it. Um, I guess it's just a little frustrating at times. Like I should have freaking known better not to get wrapped up with that. Just looking at projected points. No, look at how he was used. How much he was
No.
used last year, and the injury history.
Are you telling me you are shocked that ESPN's algorithms are not very accurate?
No, I'm not, and I should have used my damn brain.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I'm not saying I've done relatively well. A part of it is you are what your record says you are, but I also know how much better we could be. The only move I made this week was plugging Darnell Mooney in because he is the number one target for Atlanta, and he was sitting on my bench, and he was the difference between me winning and losing last week. I lost by 17 points. Darnell Mooney got 19 last week. So that's why he's my flex guy, even though he's not projected to do what Debo Samuel is, but also Debo is questionable, and I'm not ready to trust that yet.
Oh, dude, the one team that I had Debo, I dropped him.
Oh.
Even look at his stats. Even this whole season, he's got 2 games where he had more than 50 yards.
He's got 24 for 406 this year on only 39 targets. He's only got, oh my God, 2 total touchdowns all year?
Yeah, his game log is terrible. He had one game where he got like 120 and 2 touchdowns, and every other game he did absolutely worthless.
Y'all, I might need to drop Debo Samuel. Ooh. Yuck. Let's see. Ooh, Tank.
Is Tyrone with the Giants on the waiver wire?
He is. Tyrone Tracy.
He's getting a lot of touches.
I'm looking at his numbers. 85. He's average 89 total carries. He's got 100.
Man's getting attention.
He's got 106 touches this year, and he's got 2 rushing touchdowns on 5 yards to carry.
No, but look at his last 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm pulling. Let's see, game log. 16 for 60. Ooh, that 20 for 145 is juicy.
Yo,
against Pittsburgh.
Singletary has been benched. You're looking at a bell cow.
20 for 145 against Pittsburgh's defense. Had 18 for 129 against Seattle. Ooh.
It's not like they can pass much.
No. You know what? You know damn what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna put a claim on him. Because nobody's looking at any New York Giants skill guys.
No. I bet half the league still thinks they got Odell Beckham.
Yeah. Or they may mistake Malik Neighbors for Odell Beckham because LSU.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah. Somebody can have Debo. So yeah, he's projected at 15. Now I'm gonna put him in. He's gonna have to be my flex. I'm gonna flex, and I'm gonna go 3 running backs. Him, Chuba Hubbard, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Chuba Duba?
Yeah, dude, he's got a 4-year extension.
Oh, Chuba Duba's doing work.
I know he is, dude.
When is Brooks coming back? I think he's eligible for Sunday, but the press announcements from the coaches are like, we don't plan on playing him much.
Ooh.
But I believe he is off IR.
Somebody, I believe, in our league has Brooks.
So Chuba Duba could get his numbers eaten up a little bit.
Could.
Which is concerning for me because I got him in my money league. He has won me at least 2 or 3 weeks single-handedly.
Dude, let me get a matchup. I want to say
because I picked that dude up off of waiver wires.
Oh no, you have him in our league as well. He's on your bench.
Hey, who did I start? Hold on, I gotta look at this now.
Yeah, Rashad White.
Oh, that's right, because he's playing the worst run defense in the league.
The
I was taking the matchup.
The 49ers are the worst run D in the league. Ball, fumble. Ravens got it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Maybe there's some momentum right there. Ravens just recovered a fumble at their own 30. Hold on.
No, ESPN doesn't have rankings.
Go to Pro Football Reference.
Projected for 10.8. Chubaduba.
Run defense. Carolina's dead last in run defense.
I don't have Chubaduba.
No, you don't. I do.
I got Jonathan Brooks.
Yes.
Projected for 5 points.
Yeah, the 49ers are 6th against the run.
Yeah, my problem with my bench is nothing but wide receivers.
Ew.
I got 2 running backs on my bench. Josh Jacobs, which is on a bye, and Jonathan Brooks, who is projected to do nothing.
Now Carolina plays the Giants. They're 29th against the run. And Houston is 12th against the run.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Baltimore is number 1 against the run. Where's my Rams are? We are 24th.
And Jamar Chase was projected for 22, so I guess he's ahead of schedule.
He is.
But my best player performed as expected, so that's not a big win as far as my matchup is concerned. I need, Kyle Pitts to hold up to his draft status, that loser.
Derrick Henry starting to cook a bit. That was a strong-ass run. That was a very strong run. The Ravens recovered that ball at the Bengals 30.
Jalen Waddle has a great matchup. That can be juicy.
Yeah, especially because we just traded Tre'Davious White to Baltimore.
I grabbed Jared Goff off the agent.
You know what? I'm not going to say I don't understand why people aren't taking Jared Goff, but it's hit and miss statistically with him because he doesn't have to do that much sometimes.
Sir, if he puts up another 156 QB rating this week, he will have, I believe, check the numbers. I believe it will be the greatest 6-week run in quarterback history.
In terms of efficiency?
He's basically put up 156 6 weeks in a row. If he does it again. His numbers are just nonsense.
I'm absolutely aware.
But they run. He's only throwing it 20 times a game.
Yeah, because they run the ball so stupidly good. Let's see. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his 9 games, he's got a quarterback rating of at minimum 109.
Yeah, he hasn't had a QB rating under 100 since week 3. It's just nonsense.
No. Week 2. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, week 3, Arizona. Yeah. Like
a QBR, he has still had a 48 in week 3, and then he had a 16 in week. Well, against Tennessee. And I trust QBR more than the QB rating. The QB rating has flaws. But, okay, even going off QBR, he's got 1, 2,
hand it off
3 that are better than 85?
Oh, Henry! Derrick Henry just scored. Lamar just tap danced his way down the sideline almost in the end zone on this stupid-ass run. Jeez.
18 for 22 for 145 and a touchdown last week. I mean, against Minnesota, which might win the division. 22 for 25 for 280 and 2 touchdowns.
I don't know how accurate this is.
Hasn't thrown a touchdown since week 3.
I don't know how accurate this is.
Or excuse me, hasn't thrown an interception since week 3.
Listen to this shit. Now, I'm not, like I said, I don't know how accurate this is. But in the Titans game, they put up a 50-burger, and he was 12 of 15 for 85 yards through 3 tutties. How does a 129 quarterback rating equate to a QBR of 16?
Because you don't pass the ball very much.
Okay.
He was 12 for 15 for 85 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
See, quarterback rating is about efficiency. QBR is about how much you affected the entire game. It factors in running, scrambling.
So
if you only throw the ball 15 times, you didn't impact the game very much. You were just very efficient
when you were asked to
do something.
Got it.
So when I'm looking at week 2 against the Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
34 for 55 for 300 yards, 0 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and a QBR of 25.
24. Yeah.
So technically, according to QBR, he was better against the Buccaneers than the Titans.
And a loss.
And according to QB rating, he was incredibly worse against the Buccaneers than the Titans. So you're looking at flaws in the math. So which math do you trust more?
Damn. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, what do you want out of your quarterback? Do you want him to go 12 for 5 for 85 and 3 touchdowns? Or do you want him to go for 300 yards for 0 touchdowns and 2 picks?
I want him to fucking win the football game, I'll tell you that.
They lost against Tampa and
yeah, they did.
Titans by damn near 40.
Yeah. Just don't.
But they also got a couple of dominant running backs and mauler of an offensive line.
Yeah, just do right whenever you're called upon, and he's in such a, I'm not saying a spoiled situation, is in a beautifully built situation to where they don't have to lean on him all the time.
But this is a credit to the coaching staff that they built his confidence.
It absolutely is. And he came to a team that had a strong-ass offensive line to begin with.
I've seen a few interviews, maybe not from golf. No, it was Alex Smith. It was Alex Smith who was living in Aaron Rodgers' shadow early on.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he tried to play it off and it doesn't matter and I'm okay and I don't think about it. But inside, it was eating him up all day, every day. It was the only thing he thought about was that he was a failure.
Oh, ouch.
Mm-hmm. So they took a dude who thought he was a complete and abject failure, bust. And they had to rebuild that from scratch. And they did, which I can't think of another instance in NFL history where this has happened. It is a complete reclamation project of a number 1 draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they're thrown out of the league in 4 years.
True, because you got to produce. Because we're in a what have you done? What are you doing for me now? Type of mentality instead of letting some of these rookie quarterbacks sit and learn.
And to apply that to the Bears, it pains me to believe that it looks like they're going to make the exact same mistake for 3 first-round quarterbacks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And that is. I don't think you even know what the mistake is.
Oh, me?
So starting with Trubisky.
Yeah.
They made they made John Fox, a coach who was on his way out, draft a quarterback that he didn't want. The quarterback had a terrible rookie season, as rookie quarterbacks do. They blamed it on the head coach. Fired the head coach and brought in a bunch of new systems and coordinators and coaches to fix the problem.
I'm listening.
Right?
Yeah, I follow.
So now your first-round rookie quarterback has to deal with 2 systems in 2 years. It completely stunts his development, and he's burdened with a coaching staff that doesn't really want him.
Kind of like Alex Smith when he started.
I'm not sure if
Alex Smith was drafted by Mike Nolan, Then
Right.
Nolan got fired, and then he was given Mike Singletary, who didn't really want him too much. And he also went through 5 different offensive coordinators his first 5 years. One of those years was Mike Martz.
Exactly. Perfect comparison. Right? The Bears then did the exact same thing
To Justin Fields.
And now they're about to do the exact same thing to Caleb Williams. After the last 2 weeks, all of Chicago wants Eberflus and Shane Waldron fired. The offensive coordinator, they want both of them gone. They want all of the coaches to be replaced because the quarterback isn't performing up to our expectations.
Well, if you take a guy who has all the ability in the world and you're placing all the burden of being a franchise savior on his shoulders, but then you give him no groceries to cook with, how's he going to prepare the meal you expect?
I'm not blaming management. I'm not blaming coaches. I'm not blaming court. I'm blaming ownership.
Well, we know how terrible your ownership is and how complacent
Correct.
they are.
Yes. So when you want to marry a coach with a quarterback, you bring them in at the exact same time.
Correct.
So that the fans will have a little bit of, okay, let's give them a few years.
Right.
When the fans have had 4 years of a shitty coach and you bring in a new quarterback and the quarterback sucks, we're going to want to get rid of the coach. And then you give us 4 years of a shitty quarterback and you give us a new coach, we want to get rid of the quarterback and let the coach, and they're not timing up the fixes.
The marriage has to be the right time. It's like two people who love each other and want to make it work, but they get together at the wrong time.
Right. So there was a story this week that says Eberflus's contract expires in 26, not 25. He actually signed a 5-year deal, not a 4-year deal like everybody was thinking. And my whole thought process with this is, all right, let the dude finish out his contract.
Yeah.
It perfectly coincides with Caleb Williams' 4th year, and either they make it work or they don't. And if it doesn't work, you can get rid of both of them at the same time and start from scratch.
Yeah, you can. And
If you get rid of all of the coaches at the end of this year and bring in new coaches, now Caleb Williams has to learn 3 new offenses in 3 new years, and you're once again going to completely stunt his development.
yeah, and also, what if the supporting pieces don't fit the scheme that a new offensive coordinator wants to run?
Now, I've watched a whole lot of tape, and Shane Waldron is making Caleb do a lot of things that he doesn't want to do, but Caleb is also not he's doing college shit. When his mistakes in college was always trying to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive line is trash, and the Bears have like 20 dudes on the injured list. And because he has to throw the ball in about half a second, he's again trying to do too much.
Which is always dangerous when you're trying to be too much of a playmaker and force something that ain't there.
Eberflus is trying to send a message, and we play to the whistle, and he's doing all this dumb head coach garbage. Like last week, he had Caleb Williams play to the very end of the game, very last play, and he's scrambling around, and he tweaks his ankle, and he's limping off the field.
Mm-hmm.
They're down 30 points. And he nearly got injured and lost the season on the last play of the game. Like, they gator rolled him.
And there was no need to even have him do that.
You're not winning the game. Why?
Why would you take unnecessary risks?
We play to the final whistle. Nah, dude, this ain't high school. You don't play to the final whistle anymore.
No.
No. And there have been leaks that the reason everybody is so injured is because he makes them practice so hard. Dudes are leaking comments to the press. They're arguments that he's losing the locker room. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
And you have complacent ownership that won't do anything about it.
The problem with the ownership is they keep replacing the failures with people who remind them of the failures.
So it's a vicious cycle and nothing changes.
Right.
I don't know how you root for this football team.
Since, let's say, I'm gonna say Dave Wannstedt. No. I'll go Lovie Smith. Since Lovie Smith was fired, how many head coaches has Chicago hired that you respected?
None.
That you thought I don't want to mess with that man.
Yeah. Nobody.
And Lovie Smith was not shouty.
No, but he also commanded silent respect.
Yes, that he had an aura about him that you were like, no.
Yeah.
Like Dave Wannstedt had that a little bit, but I think that was mostly the mustache. and before him, you got to go back to
Ditka, and maybe he just reminded people of Ditka.
No, they keep hiring limp-wristed middle management to coach the Chicago Bears, and it doesn't work.
It's annoying. It's really damn annoying. And again, I don't know how y'all do it.
We hope.
Pretty much.
Every summer we have hope. And they're still 4-4. Maybe they'll trounce the Patriots by 50 points and we'll convince ourselves that everything is fixed. But 6 of their last 8 games are against division opponents.
Yeah.
And that is not going to go well.
Yeah, and we know how because we know how that division rolls.
No. If Chicago wins 6 games by the end of the year, I will be surprised.
Yeah, especially because the rest of the North is just stacked as all hell.
I don't think they beat the Lions. I don't think they beat the Vikings.
Nah.
I'd like for them to beat the Packers, but we know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't even. Jordan Love has been playing like doo-doo butter, but
here's my favorite stat that I just learned this week.
Oh.
So this is Eberflus's 3rd year as head coach of the Bears. Yes.
Yes.
He has not won a road game on the road on a Sunday.
He hasn't won a road game. Hold on. He has won a road game on a Sunday.
The only road games he's technically won were on Thursdays and Mondays, and I suppose maybe London. Well, no, excuse me. The London was technically a home game. But no, he in 3 years or 2.5 years, he hasn't won a classic road game. He is 0-18 on the road.
What?
On Sundays.
What in the hell, dude? What? That doesn't even sound real.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh! What? He didn't step out of bounds? Are you freaking... No, they got to review that. No, the Ravens just tiptoed like 70 yards for a tutty. Get out of here. Also, get out of here with that statistic. That doesn't even sound real.
I mean, it's... You look at the Bears' wins. Since 22.
So their quote road wins have been when they've been the road team for like a international game.
Hold on. Let me.
God, how long was that play? That's crazy. Hold on, I gotta watch the footwork. Nice. Okay, so he breaks the one, stays in, throws a stiff arm, and he stays in. He stayed in. That's crazy. That is insane. 84 yards. 84 yards. This man got his Gregory Hines on a tap dance down the sideline for a tutty.
All right.
Damn.
So Eberflus took charge of the Bears in 22 when they won 3 games. The GMs were overturning the roster, getting rid of all the bad contracts. They had $8 million in dead cap. They burned it to the ground. Yes.
Yes.
They won 3 games. They beat the Patriots on the road, but that was on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's advance to 2023.
All right.
They won 7 games, I'm saying? Yes, okay. So they beat Washington on the road on a Thursday. They beat Minnesota on the road on a Monday.
Okay.
And the rest were at home. And then you have this year where they had to go to London to play Jacksonville, but technically at London, Chicago was the home team.
All right.
So they have not been an away team on the road in 3 years.
That's as obscure of a statistic as I've ever heard. But
damning of your head coach.
And incredibly damning. And yet, this is tolerated.
I don't know if it's tolerated, or it's not tolerated by the fans. It's definitely tolerated by management.
Fans know better than the organization and the front office, it seems.
And none of this would even be a storyline if Tyreek Stevenson would have pulled his head out of his ass.
That's a mighty convenient distraction.
Yes. If he does his job on that one play, they're 5-2. We're very optimistic. We got a road win. Everybody thinks everything is hunky-dory. And then we just had a letdown against a very good Cardinals team with Kyler Murray, who's actually quite great. But it's okay, because we're 5-3. But we had 2 losses in a row in apoplectic fashion. Apoplectic, that's a new word.
Apoplectic.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
You're welcome.
So now all Bears fans are turning into classic Bears fans, and we think we're going to lose every game for the rest of the year.
Because y'all have the mentality of Chicken Little as fans, and then always think of Murphy's Law. What could go wrong will.
And the NFC North is murderer's row.
Very much so.
We play New England next week, where Chicago will be a touchdown favorite.
Yep.
And then it's nothing but NFC North teams for the rest of the season, except for a Week 17 game versus Seattle. Oh, and at San Francisco.
Oh, who very well may be fully healthy by then.
Yes. So I'm just going to run through the remaining schedule for Chicago.
You're fucked.
Versus New England, versus Green Bay, versus Minnesota, at Detroit, at San Francisco, at Minnesota, versus Detroit. We play at Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, that's just going to be wonderful. What could go wrong?
You're going to hate Thanksgiving. Dude.
Yeah. And then we play versus Detroit on December 22nd, versus Seattle on the 26th, and then we got a flex game at Detroit to close the season.
Wait, why are you playing them 3 times?
Green Bay?
You said Detroit.